Flosstube, Tiffany, stitching with the twins. Although it's just me again today. Ainsley isn't feeling the best, so her and her sister are upstairs playing. Today is Friday, March 1st. Happy first day of March. Yesterday would have been 2 weeks, but it's been a busy week and Addie had her last basketball game of the season, so I had some things I needed to get done before we went to that. So I didn't get my 2-week video in, but one day off isn't bad. Normally it's months, a little over a year, so I'll take 2 weeks in a day. I have stitched quite a bit. I forgot my little calendar planner. I found one at TJ Maxx that has a picture of a cat on it. It looks just like Cookie for $4. I had to buy it. So I've been filling that in the last few weeks, and it's nice seeing what I've worked on, what I've started, and when I finish. So I didn't know if I could log or remember to log. I'm a very paper person. I prefer writing a list, writing a letter, than anything on the phone or computers. I'm not very technological. Something's wrong, I hand it to my husband and say, fix this. So I am enjoying that a little bit. And so far, in almost 2 weeks, I've remembered to fill in every day. I've had a few non-stitching days. One, we went a few towns over and did our spring Sam's Club run. Stocked up on some things. Got a few things for softball for Addie. And then one day I was really sick and I thought I was coming down with a bug, but the next day I woke up and I was perfectly fine. So I'm thinking that it was a migraine. I'd never had one before, but I couldn't open my eyes. I couldn't do anything. Walking to the bathroom made me sick. I was nauseous. Normally I average about 13,000 steps a day because I can't sit still. And I had 700 that day. So that's how we know I was down. So I slept a lot. Like I said, I tried to watch some floss tubes, but I couldn't focus on them, so I had to close my eyes and listen, and I'd open one eye and see, you know, when they would talk about something that I might be wanting to stitch. So thankfully it just lasted a day. Woke up the Wednesday afterwards, 6:30, ready to go, got my workout in, no problem. So that's what I'm going with, a migraine. But I do have some FFOs. I also have one finish, 2 starts, one was a start and finish, so 3 starts, and then my 2 whips that I had been working on. And I have some progress on my crochet blanket, and I started a new project, so I'll share them at the end. Okay, we'll just jump right in. First, I showed this last video, was the Love You Most pillow, or it was just the completed stitching, and I turned it into a pillow for Ainsley, and she keeps it on her bed, and then at night she keeps it on her bookshelf by her bed. So this pattern is from Chris, the Camping Stitcher. Great pattern, easy to read. I did change the colors to purple because those are one of Ainsley's favorite colors, and I stitched this on 32 count Platinum Lugana, and then I just finished it this purple polka dot-ish fabric on the back. So she really loves this, and I loved how it turned out, so I'm pretty pleased with this. And then my other one is my Hare Hollow one from Stitching with the Housewives. I stitched this on 28 count black even weave, and I also finished it into a pillow. I did a longer pillow so it sits on my bottom tier tray, and then I just wrapped some twine jute around it, but I got it too tight because it pokes up in there, and I of course double knotted it, so I have to take that out to see if I can fix that. But I love how that turned out, and then I did the same fabric on the back. So this just fits perfect into my tier tray with my other Easter decorations. And then a finish, which was a start and a finish. I'm stitching this out of the Cross Stitch Needlework magazine. It's from 2014. A friend sent me all of these, and they have the, I don't want to show the pattern. They have the hands-on design, a year of celebration, her first one. So I have all the pattern, or all the magazines that have there's 2 patterns. So I have 6 magazines. They have 2 patterns per magazine. And I stitched this one right here, July. I actually, in some of my other videos, showed I did the Lizzie Kate's monthly stamps for my mother-in-law, and I only did January through June. And I had seen these, and I thought I would do July through November, because I do have December, that one done. I thought I'd stitch these since they were a little different for her the rest of the year, to put in her, to swap them out. But my fabric wasn't the right size. I thought this was 28 count, but I believe this is 25 count vintage country mocha. So I didn't even iron this. I just finished it last night. So there's that. I love how it turned out, but it's too big for the box that I have her other ones go into. She can switch them out. I put a magnet and washers on them, so this won't fit. So I'll have to keep it. Oh darn. But now I think I need to stitch the rest of them for me so I can put them in our entryway. I just left it. Once I got the word Liberty in, I'm like, this doesn't look like it would fit, but it'll be okay. It's not like I can't find something to do with it. I even left my needle in there from last night. So there's that one. And then, oh, I forgot to bring pause. Okay. I'm stitching Hare Hollow 3. This is the one Ansley picked out. So I started this one this morning after my workout, and I did get quite a bit done. This one. I'm just gonna use my magazine for just starting it this morning. I feel like a big weirdo peeking around it, but I want to make sure you can see it. So I've got the bunny on the roof of the truck done, and then I started the bunny in behind the bed of the truck, and then there's one in the truck. So that's where I have got to so far, and I'm stitching this on 28 count even weave as well. I'm not sure if I'm going to finish this one into a pillow or if I'm going to put it on like a little stand to sit over by the tier tray. I haven't decided with that one yet, but I love those ones. Okay, and then my other new start was by Teresa Kogut. It's the He Will Sustain You from her Faith in Stitches series. This one here. I am not using anything that it calls for. Fabric, floss, none of that. It only calls for 5 colors. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it calls for 5 colors. I'm using 4 on the pattern that yellow is stitched around it. And when I started it on my fabric, I started just with the scallops, but I left off the color, and I really like that, so I've decided to go with that. So I'm stitching this on. I believe this is also a piece of 25 count vintage country mocha. I had some of it left over from when I did autumn rolls by Primrose Cottage Stitches. So that's how this one ended up on that instead of 28 count. But live and learn. So get my magazine back here again. So this is, like I said, 25 count vintage country mocha, and I'm just doing the scallops. I'm not doing the stitching that goes out around it. I just love how this is so pronounced without that border on there. And I'm using 4 colors since I don't need that one. And like I said, I just picked from my, oops, sorry, little stash that I have. So I'm using Betty Bluebell, Pine Needles, Vanilla Custard, and then DMC 924. And I just love those. They match our living room theme a little bit with the grays and the blues. So I would like to put this over by the piano on the, I have a Count Your Blessings by Country Cottage Needleworks, I believe. And it kind of has this blue, Betty Bluebell in the house. So they'll look nice together. So that is where I'm at on that one. Oops, wrong pattern. Okay. My other stitch is Let Love Rain by Teresa Kogut. And I was able to figure out how to put a picture in last time. I was pretty proud of myself. I couldn't do that before. So I'll put it in right here again. Hopefully I can remember it again. But I did make some more progress on this one. I didn't get the whole, we did the first section we did was 70 by 70, and I did a little bigger than that. This time I didn't quite get a 70 by 70 section, but I did get, I don't think I had any of the words. I maybe had a letter. So I did get the rest of over here stitched, all the letters in here, and then the house, I had this. So like right here over. I didn't get the top done though, but I'm stitching this on 18 count vintage white. Or no, antique white. Couldn't remember. I love this one. I stitched on it for, again, pause, sorry. All right, let's see now. Oh, here's my little play on this one here. Looks like cookers. It was in the clearance section at TJ Maxx for $3.98 or $3.99, $4. But I think that one just reminded me of Cookie. And I have, so I started these 2 weeks here. But I stitched on it, after the video, I stitched on Spring Has Come for 2 days. And then Sunday, instead of stitching on the Lord's Prayer, I started Cast Your, or He Will Sustain You on Sunday. I worked on that Sunday and Monday. And then Tuesdays when I was sick. But then I worked on Let Love Rain for 3 days. So I found that 3 days on each thing has been giving me quite a bit of progress. And when I start this, when I pull this out and I just can't put it down. I love it. It is so pretty. It needs ironed. I do apologize. I didn't iron anything. I had planned on doing this today, yet I still wasn't prepared. Welcome to life right now. I've been up to my eyeballs in cookie orders. Lots of cookie orders going out the door this evening. They're all ready to go, box bagged and ready for pickup. So that's been taking quite a bit of my time. So if I've been stitching this week, it's been maybe 30 minutes in the evening before I get real tired and go to bed. Not too much. Okay, and my last whip is the Prairie Schooler Spring Has Come. I can't remember. I can't remember if I had this completely done last time or not. I do know I got the words done and then I started the house, but I can't remember if that full coverage up there was done or not. Oh, I need my magazine back. Someday I'll get this all figured out, but let's not kid ourselves right now. Okay, here we go. So I did get all these words here done in the burden. I built myself a house, planted a tree, put up a fence. So I just have over on this side, there's a bunch of other, it's close enough, little trees. And then I have the bottom with the alphabet in there. And it looks like I'm going to be planting some tulips. So I'm very happy with this. I should hopefully get it finished this week so I can get it finished and hung up. So I might work on this one this evening. I just love this one. But I can't remember if I had this. This whole block is full coverage. I don't know why I thought that it was, the background was the fabric, but it's so pretty, I think. And I'm pretty proud of those white stitches. I do not like stitching white. So it's coming along nicely. It'll be done in time for me to start the summer one. I think that's it for finishes, whips. I've been trying not to go too crazy. No haul. No. Nothing that I have to have. I have been. I'll show you my book. The back of this notebook has a big section. All these here are for notes. So as I've been watching Flosstubes, I've been writing down patterns. The Ups truck. I thought he was coming here. I was going to say I didn't buy nothing. I've been writing down patterns that I've seen people showing that I really like. So instead of just going to 1, 2, 3 Stitch or Etsy and type in add to cart, I've been trying to keep track. So I started a designer, who they were, and what patterns that I would like from them. So when I'm ready, and there's some more there. I got lots of room. So whenever I finished my, I'd like to have a, I wouldn't say this is a small, since this is kind of full coverage, and down here is all full coverage. So maybe a medium-sized pattern, a small pattern, and then a large pattern all together. I think 3 is a good number to focus on. So that's my plan. So when I finish, spring has come. If I have nothing next in my repertoire, nothing next in my plans, can't be all fancy here today, then I can come back and look at this list and pull it back up and see, does it still intrigue me? Do I still want to stitch that? Instead of just buying it so I have it, I can kind of be a little more picky and choosy about what I purchase to stitch. That way I don't have so much just sitting there that I never get to. So I do have a few on here that I have saved that I have certain dates for that I would like to stitch these for, unless I find something before then. So like I said, instead of just going straight to the website and buying, I've just been keeping this notebook. Sometimes I'll take a picture of the TV if I don't have my notebook, so I can go back and add it. And it's been really nice being able to keep track of it that way. Now, I have purchased one thing from Market. I pre-ordered one thing. It is the Plum Street Samplers Proverbs 31 sampler. I will post a picture here. That's the only thing that I have pre-ordered, and as soon as I seen it, there's a few other things that I really liked, but once I seen that one, I knew that was going to be my pre-order. And then once I finish that, I can purchase another one if I choose to, or go back through my patterns that I do have. So I'm not being wasteful. I'm trying to be more diligent about and purposeful about what I stitch and spend time on, because I have a few things that I go back and look from other videos, I don't want to stitch. I don't want to be stitching it anymore. It's not aesthetically pleasing. It's not something that I would hang or something that I'd want to put out. So why put the time into it? Especially with the girls being, 11, almost 12. There isn't too many more years that they'll be home that I can spend with them. So I want to spend the time that I can with them and then work on things that I love and I want to display in my home, or I want to give. I have done a few things and to mail to a friend, and then I have few projects that I'm working on for Mother's Day to gift. So, like I said, there's no haul other than the Plum Street sampler one. I think that's it for stitching. Nothing too crazy here. I've got my 4 projects, I guess, if you count my Sunday stitch. And Gretchen commented on, hi Gretchen. She actually lives in the same town that I live in, and I went to school with her twins. So she commented on that video about my Lord's Prayer, instead of ripping it all out, which I haven't even unpicked because I was too frustrated. But now I'm glad I didn't, because she had commented on it. Since I was going to have such a small margin to have it framed, just to sew a piece of fabric so I can put it in my hoop or Q-snap, whatever I choose at that time to stitch on. But that way I'll have more fabric to wrap around to frame it, so I can do, because I do want a close edge. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna get a scrap of fabric and sew it on, and then hopefully I'll start working on that again Sunday. Then I won't have to unrip all that stuff that I've already stitched. I can just keep going with it. Okay, so if you are just here for the cross stitch, thank you for joining me. Thanks for coming back. I'll try to be back in 2 weeks. That's my plan. I've stuck to it once already. That's huge. Just depends how life goes. We've got some doctor's appointments and some trips out of state for Ansley next month. So I should at least be able to get one in before those are at the end of the month. So maybe I'll only get one this month, or after today, maybe one more, and then I'll probably be till April. But okay, now I'll show my stitching, or my crochet. I did work on my scrappy blanket some more. Okay, I was on this color, this peachy color last time. So I've got this pale green, purple, and a darker green, and I'm just now on the pink. But it is coming along. It's still going across. I've got, in my repeat, I'm working on this color now. I've got the blue and the white white's where I started the corner to decrease. So when I get back to the white again, that's when I'll start coming across, and it'll come out like a rectangle then. So see if this is easier that way. Okay, so this is the top, and then it's kind of going that way. It's too hard to get it all in there, but I'm really liking this. I don't have a pattern. I'm just using a moss stitch. I just increased. I started down here, and I just increased and increased and increased until it got the width that I want, and then I started decreasing on one side so it can get length. And I'm just using some scrap yarn that I had from Hobby Lobby. Hopefully I have enough to finish it. If not, maybe I need to use, I'm doing 10 rows of each color. So when I get closer to the end, maybe some rows I can only do like 5 rows and I've run out, and then I'll do more of the next color. The purpose is to just use what I have and get rid of some of that stash without having to purchase. So that's my plan. And I have a new crochet start. I started this last weekend, I think. It's a sweater. I'm trying to find the top picture, sorry, for Ansley. I do have one piece of haul that I forgot about. It is yarn. Addie picked out some yarn for me to make her socks. I still can't knit yet, but this child is bound and determined that I'm going to do it, so I'm not going to let her down. I'll get there sometime. Anyway, this sweater is the Bowen top-down sweater. And it is from Ruby Webs. And here's another picture, because this picture here, she has it folded under. But Ansley wanted something with ribbing so it wouldn't so you can see the ribbing in the sweater there. And purple and blue are her colors. So I have got the yoke of the sweater, that's the back, done. And I just come down and attach there's the neckline, and then I just got the armholes. I'm only one row after the 2 armholes, and now I'm coming down the body, and then I'll come back afterwards and do the sleeves. But she didn't want something tight, so we went with this square. There's a picture. As I was making it, she kept saying, "Mom, that has no arms. How am I supposed to wear that? There's no armholes." Because it looks like this when you first start it. I don't want to show the pattern, but it looks like that. So that's all I had done until I connected it for where the arms go. And she couldn't figure it out. She couldn't picture it, how it was going to turn out. It was so cute though. How am I supposed to wear that? There's no arms. So that's coming along nicely. It's very, very simple. It's just repeat. You do the collar, and then it's literally a repeat until you connect the arm, and now the body will be repeat down. So that's, and I'm going to leave this marker here so I remember where I was last time. I was going to do that on my blanket and I completely forgot. So that's really about it here. Nothing too exciting. We've been pretty boring. Addie's finished up basketball. Last week was the last week of practice. This week was the last game. She's got a pizza party and movie night with the team next week. Anza got a new wheelchair Monday. It was finally delivered Monday, and it's black and turquoise, and she's pumped. It's a lot easier for me to maneuver in and out of the car. Folds up a lot easier, and I can just lift it up without getting mud or whatever, because last time we had to go out, it was pouring, and I was covered. Because her old one had the big wheels, and she doesn't need the wheels to push herself because somebody's pushing her. So this one has, they're probably about that big, but she could reach them if she wanted to, but it doesn't have the handles for her to push, and so it makes it a lot easier, and she says it's a lot more comfortable. So she was comfortable on her family day out this week, which made it easier for all of us to enjoy the day and not have to worry about trying to get her in the car or zip through the store so we could get home. She was able to sit down and enjoy the whole thing. So we had a nice day out. That's it. We have 35. Well, after today, we have 34 days of school left. Then we are done. We should finish up the second week of April. They'll have their testing that week, and then we are done until July again. So we're ready for our break. Ready for nice weather. It was 20 degrees yesterday. Next week it's supposed to be 65. Mother Nature does not know what she wants. She just wants it all. So I guess that's it. And I will, like I said, hopefully be back in 2 weeks. That would put it handy dandy notebook here. Okay, that would put it at March 15th. Oh, so I might be able to do two more this month when her appointments. I think we'll be okay. But anyway, 2 weeks. And the girls said they'll do that with me next time. So they do have a few things, not much. They haven't been stitching very much. And now that it's getting nicer and not as cold, they like to be outside as much as possible. So we'll see how that goes, but they'll just come on and talk. They like that. They thought it was so cute. Everyone was like, we missed the twins. So, and thank you all very much for your nice comments. I appreciate them. It's nice to be back. It still feels really weird doing this by myself. Talking to myself, looking at myself. Because you see me, but I don't see you. Like, Carol Saltbox Stitcher says. So, 2 weeks, Flosstube Friday. I will see you March 15th. Yes, March 15th. All right. Bye.